Robbie Super the third. I'm one of the associate editors here at Double XL. Um, Today on the Break Live, my boy Rob. That's very nice of you. I appreciate it. Familiarity. Anyway, today's guest will be 26 AR. Um, he's really doing his thing out here in New York. Of course, I heard of him a lot just being from Brooklyn, being in New York, being around. But right now it's definitely his time. So, definitely happy to have him on here. We're going to talk about his voyage so far and, what he got going on now. Fly as Uda just came out. The project is really good. So definitely want to talk about that too. It'll be a good time. It'll be a good time. Let me see if he's in here. As soon as he pulls up, I'm going to bring him in. What's good? What's good, Trent? Hi, Laro Blitz. I am not adding y'all. I don't know what y'all gonna say. It's right here. All right, thank you, him. Do we do album reviews? No, we haven't done reviews for like a couple years. What's good, man?
It's the word.
Perfect entrance.
That's a fact.
Okay. For starters, I just want to, thank you for doing the show, man. Definitely happy to have you on here. You've been doing your thing for a while, but this has been a special year for you, absolutely. So, I think it's perfect time for you to come on the show now.
That's a fact. Appreciate you for having me, man.
Yeah, of course, man. Okay, so let's start from the top, man. Kind of how did you start rapping? Like, how did you get into it?
I started rapping when I was incarcerated on Rikers Island. I was doing a 4-year bid. I just started rapping in there. Like, I ain't had much to do, so I started rapping and shit.
What year of the bid did you start? Like, did you start early on?
Probably not as soon as I got booked though. Probably like a couple months in, like 6 months in type shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's early though. Yeah, like 2017ish.
Did you rap at all before that?
Nah, hell no, never. I never rapped before that.
Kind of, how did you? I mean, that's interesting because how did you kind of figure out? Oh, I could do this. You just gave it a shot and then realized, oh, I'm good.
Nah, I used to rap to the guys and shit, and they used to like it. So I was like, fuck it. If they jagging it, that's all I need.
Right. So I think definitely one thing that sticks out about you, especially in like the Brooklyn drill scene and just kind of the Brooklyn rap scene period, is like you are really focused. I think from day one, like you wanted to prove that you were nice. Like that was like, that was like your focus. You was like, oh, I need them to feel me. I need them to know I can really rhyme, and that kind of stuff like jumps off the page, especially like for me. So kind of how did you settle into like your style, because for artists, it kind of takes them a while to figure out, oh, okay, this is the sound I want. This is how I want to come off. Like, so kind of how did you figure that out, especially, like being incarcerated, then being free and like figuring out how it works in public?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's like growing up, like the people I used to listen to, like they was like more lyrical and shit. So I just like grasped to that. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
So you kind of pretty much, so you get out, you start rapping. I think things kind of happened like really kind of fast for you. Like kind of, did you feel kind of how quickly did you feel like, all right, this is starting to move. I'm starting to get somewhere with this because, you weren't rapping for that long and it kind of wasn't something that you like grew up wanting to do, but like started working. When did you notice, okay, this is working now?
I ain't gonna lie. Like I had a plan. Like when I was locked up, I had notes I said I'm gonna drop every week. Feel me? Like tight, like when I dropped this song called My Set, that's when I knew that shit was working. Like, cause that was like the first one I got like a lot of attention and shit.
Mm-hmm.
But like before that, I just kept going. Like I ain't really watched which one going crazy like that. But
right.
That shit dropped.
I mean, but that's the right way to do it too. I mean, not getting caught up in like how well songs are doing and stuff like that, because that sometimes make you chase and you start doing stuff that doesn't like doesn't make sense anymore.
That's a fact.
So you put out Drenchum in 2020. You know, you have a bunch of songs at that point. Now people are kind of really, you know, figuring out what you're doing and kind of getting used to you. Um,
Yeah,
so kind of take us back to that time when you first put it out. When you were really when you were working on Drenchum and then it finally comes out. Kind of where was your mind at that point? Because I know you had a plan, but now it's starting to come together and it's starting to really happen now.
yeah, hell yeah. Around that time, shit, I was just locked in. I was in the studio damn near every day. I ain't gonna lie, like my producer A Lab and Eli, we was just locked in every day. Anytime they had free space, I was in there.
Mm-hmm.
So I was in mode.
So when it came out, kind of what were you thinking when it finally dropped and like people could hear it?
That shit was lit. Like that's when like all the labels started hearing me and shit. When I dropped them tapes and shit, all the labels. You know,
I wanted to ask about that. So, you know, of course, you signed to Def Jam. How did you kind of deal with all these labels coming out of nowhere, and then kind of how did you choose? How did you decide to go? You know, where you went?
I ain't gonna lie, that shit was fake hard. Like, cause they take you out to dinner and shit. You got whatever shit. So like that shit was kind of hard. But I fuck with Def Jam. Like the people on Def Jam, like my team, like Chelsea, a couple people on my team. Like the vibe just there with them. So that's why I picked them.
Um, Maneuver. We have, of course, we got to talk about Maneuver. You put out Maneuver, and
Yeah,
like I think that changed a lot of things for you and kind of how people saw you too, because you could already rap and stuff like that, but now you had like a bigger song that was also like catchy and showed off that you know how to like structure a song and make something that like works all the way around. Um,
yeah,
how did you feel about the song at the time, and then also how did you feel about the reception?
yeah, hell yeah. Shout out Rocco Bowling too. That's my boy. He on that song. But at the time now I ain't really thinking nothing of that song. Like I thought it was just a regular song we about to put out. Yeah, I don't know. I ain't think it was gonna do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it started blowing up on TikTok though. Like,
Right. Um. So okay. So you've been through all those things. You've accomplished all that. You put all those songs out. You have Maneuver. You have Drenchum. Um. Was that the time when you started to think, okay, I actually, I have the talent. I can kind of keep pace with everybody. Or did you think that like out the gate? Did you think I'm already like good enough, and like you just needed the opportunities?
nah, yeah, I thought that out the gate. Like, I already know I was good enough, and I had the story. So, like, the story that should make everything like for me.
Right. Because I saw you talk about that in other interviews about having the story and just knowing that like even before you were really like out there rapping, like yo, once I do this, people are gonna like this because I really lived it, and I have the way I'm gonna tell it is gonna be different.
Yeah, hell yeah, I already know they was gonna rise to that. Cause before I was rapping and shit, I used to be in the videos. Like my mans did drill music and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So be in the videos, they used to be shouting me out. So like if I start rapping, that's what I had in my head. Like if I start rapping, they gonna be like, oh, that's him. Like for me,
Right, right. No, that's smart. That definitely makes sense. Um,
uh,
so after you put out the Drench Deluxe, you stayed active. You were putting out Drench mixes. You were putting out like solo songs, stuff like that. You were doing collabs. Um, but all that leads up to Fly Scooter coming out last week. Um,
yeah.
kind of how do you feel you developed between projects? Like when you came up to Fly Scooter, like kind of what do you think has changed about you, like as an artist, and also like as a person? Because I mean, the whole being signed thing is like different, and you have different expectations now.
Yeah, I feel like my experience is like I met new people, I met like bigger producers and shit like that. So like it's more to talk about. You feel me? Instead of when I put out Drunch, I'm like I was just in the trenches, like
Mm-hmm.
at crunch time, like it wasn't too much to talk about, but that.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Um, of course, you have Welcome, Reworks, Good Times, Styles P gives you his blessing, all of that. Um, I think that's a big deal, man. Especially because I think for like younger rappers too, especially younger rappers in New York, like it's hard to kind of get the praises of them, of like the older rappers from New York who have like done so much. Um,
Yeah,
but you sampled the song, you flipped it, you did it justice too. You didn't just make anything over it. Um,
yeah.
so kind of like, did you feel any pressure with Welcome, or like, how did you feel about the reception? Were you concerned about how people would see it? Because sample drill is big now, but you've done a really good job with it.
Yeah. Nah, like when I was in the studio making a song, like they just played the beat. Like I don't really like samples, but it gotta be some hard shit.
Mm-hmm.
Played that shit. I'm like, nah, this shit hard. And I started going off the top on that shit.
Right.
And like I know when it's a good song. Like,
Right.
I just felt the vibe.
You know, of course, talking about good songs. I was talking to my coworker earlier today about Fly as Uda, and I think it's a really good project. And what I like about it most is like it's like polished. Like you come off like you know what you were trying to do now, and like you kind of know the directions you want to go in. And also too, like the songs aren't. They sound different. Like it sound like it's like there's like got a lot of different and kind of varied sounds and stuff like that. You show that you could do a lot of different stuff kind of in the studio. And stuff like that helps keep your music fresh. So like what perspective did you come in with when you were like putting the songs together for Fly Scooter? Like what was your mindset?
My mindset was like to distinguish myself from others. Well, that's like my main goal of what I wanted to do. With
Right.
that, yeah.
Because I mean I can tell, right. I mean I can tell because it shows in the music. Like it's like you're kind of like, you know, as you know, there's a ton of rappers in New York right now. There's a lot of drill artists and stuff like that. So if you're kind of in that realm, if you've made songs in that realm,
Yeah.
you find a way to like stick out. And I think you've already done that like early on. So I think that's the kind of thing that like, you know, pays off in the short and the long term. So, you know, I definitely was impressed by it. You're out. It seems like you are more like out and about nowadays. Like it's easier to see you like online, in videos, elsewhere, out and about, stuff like that, being around fans.
Yeah.
Kind of, what do you think you did to like take those steps? Because you also not only you also, you know, getting more popular amongst fans, but you have more relationships with other rappers and stuff like that too.
Yeah.
What do you think it is that you're doing that's kind of changing that for you, where it feels like every day you're getting like bigger and bigger?
Man, I probably owe that to my team the most, like my managers, Gabby, Sharice, and my A&R, Chelsea, my publicist, Savannah, the whole team, Gina, everybody. Like, they be having me outside around people and shit, so they got me out of that shell. Like, I don't really like being around people like that.
Mm-hmm. Man, you're shouting the whole team out by name. I know they appreciate that. rappers never do that. They should do that more often.
Good, J-Dab, man.
Right.
Everybody.
How have you had like the moment in public yet where people are like noticing you and you're like, damn, this is really crazy now? Like, has that happened yet? Like, have you had like a moment with a fan where you're like, oh, this is really shit is a big deal now?
I ain't gonna lie, like, everywhere I go, people notice me. I ain't gonna lie, like, I feel like I'm supposed to be bigger. Everywhere I go, somebody know me. Like, I be trying to be low sometimes, but
right. No, that's hard, man. I mean, time. You know, that it just takes time, but you would definitely have that moment. I think, you know, personally, I think you have what it takes 100%, and you understand too on the base level, like people liking you is step one. Like, so like, you have the music, people like you. You just got to keep going. So, you know, for sure, I think you will get there.
Appreciate it. I'm a good dude, man.
Right, 100%. I mean, that's all I've heard. So, if somebody came up to you, never heard none of your songs before, what are the songs that they need to hear?
Damn, they need to hear. I ain't gonna lie, they gotta hear that. Aaron Rodgers, that's my first song. They gotta hear that because they gotta like see like how I came off the first day home, like to how that. So Aaron Rodgers, what mindset, maneuver. There's a couple. I ain't gonna lie, I be going crazy.
Right. No, that's what seeing that. No, I like that. That's what I want to hear, man. Exactly. This is like what I want to hear. You know, you've done so much kind of in like a short time. Do you think there's a specific moment that you see as like a turning point or like the biggest moment in like your basically like your rap career?
Shit. Either getting signed or being on Made in America. Made in America, like that shit was amazing experience. Yeah,
Tell me about Made in America.
Huh?
Tell me about Made in America.
Made in America shit, like before I got on it, I was on Twitter Spaces with Jack Dorsey and Hove.
Mm-hmm.
But then like a little bit after that, out of nowhere, like I was just on Made in America. And you know that shit curated by Jay-Z and shit. So
Wow.
oh like yeah, I was just on that shit. I don't know.
I mean, no, I get it. I mean, really. I mean, some things there just ain't no words for. You know, it just is what it is.
That shit happened this man.
Right. Um,
Oh man.
what's something most people don't know about you? Like they would be surprised to know that you have an interest in or that you do.
I play chess
When did you pick it up?
and jab. I picked up that and jab too. When I started riding it too, I started around the same time.
So, like, you still play it now. You're still like really into it.
Like here and there's nobody really out here to play like that.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes my phone still, but uh,
Are you nice? We need to know. Are you nice? Are you nice to chess?
that's the level I'm gonna put.
Oh, all right, all right. So you're not you're not just talking shit. You are you are nice. No, I think like man, it's hard as hell to be good at chess. Like it takes a lot of time and like patience. So like you definitely earned it. That's pretty cool. So you got Flash Scooter out. You just dropped it. What's coming up? You got I'm assuming more videos and stuff like that.
Always more
What up?
interviews, everything, man. This shit don't stop there.
Right. No, that's hard. Okay, so just to wrap it up, is there anything you want to talk about that I didn't bring up? Something you just want to throw out there?
Coming for the throne, man. That's it. Salam, Drench.
Okay, I love it. All right, man. Appreciate it.
I appreciate you, man.
All right, y'all.